Have you ever stopped to think about the words you use every day? You know, the simple ones, the slang words? Well, today we're going to do just that. We're going on a linguistic adventure to uncover the secret history of a single word, a journey that spans continents and even millennia. Let's get right into it. Okay, so our journey starts right here with the Korean word 씨부리다. If you speak Korean, you've definitely heard this. It's slang. It's kind of informal, often used to mean something like to blabber, to spout nonsense, or just to run one's mouth. It's not exactly a polite word. But what if I told you this word isn't just throwaway slang? What if it's actually a linguistic fossil, a key that could unlock a door to a piece of ancient history? We're about to peel back the layers on this one, and trust me, you are not going to believe where this path leads. All right, first things first, we've got to break this word down. According to the theory we're diving into, Ssiburida isn't just one single idea. Nope, it's actually a combination of two really old, really powerful root words smashed together. And this is where it all starts to click. The sources break it down like this. The first part, shi or se, is an ancient Korean root for tongue. The second part, Burida, means to wield something, to use it, to unleash its power. So Ssiburida suddenly isn't just blabbering. It's literally the act of wielding the tongue. A totally different picture, right? So the big question is, how did these ancient Korean roots supposedly get from Korea all the way over to Japan? Well, the source material points to a fascinating set of linguistic principles it calls the 1436 law, which tries to explain exactly how sounds and meanings traveled between the two languages. And here's the first half of that connection. You see the Korean root for tongue, si or shi? The theory proposes that this is the direct origin of the Japanese sound shi, which is the start of their word for tongue, Shita. It's practically the same sound, carrying the exact same meaning. Now for the second half. This part is based on a sound shift that happens a lot between languages. That b sound in the Korean Burida often morphs into an f or h sound in Japanese. And guess what? This theory says it maps Burida, meaning to wield, directly onto the Japanese word Furu, which also means to wield or to shake. And here is where we put it all together. This is the aha moment. The Korean concept, 씨부리다, wielding the tongue, lines up perfectly with the Japanese parts, Furu, shaking or wielding the tongue. It's a perfect match. According to this idea, a common piece of Korean slang has perfectly preserved the structure of an ancient shared idea. But hold on, the story doesn't end in Japan, not even close. Just when you think the mystery is solved, the sources pull us into a theory that is so much bigger, expanding the map all the way to ancient India. This brings us to the incredible work of the late historian Dr. Kang Sangwon. This man spent over 30 years buried in the Oxford Sanskrit Dictionary, and he came to a pretty radical conclusion that the regional dialects of Korea are, in his words, a form of living Sanskrit. Now, Dr. Kang's whole theory basically flips conventional history on its head. He argued that it's the regional dialects, not the standardized Seoul Korean, that hold the oldest words. And he proposed something really controversial, that an ancient people migrated from Korea westward, and that their language became the foundation for Sanskrit, not the other way around. It's a huge claim, but he said he had thousands of word comparisons to back it up. And the proposed connections here are pretty striking. Take that Korean dialect word for tongue, se. The claim is it's identical to the Sanskrit root se or si, or another one, manura, which today is a casual, sometimes even derogatory word for wife in Korean. Well, it's identified with a Sanskrit word meaning a wise, noble person. This theory suggests that words we often dismiss as just, country dialect are actually echoes of some ancient proto-language. So, after all that, what's the big takeaway here? We started with a single, simple slang word, and that one word has taken us from modern Korea to ancient Japan, and then all the way back to the supposed roots of Sanskrit itself. It's been quite a ride. When you lay it all out, it's a pretty remarkable story these sources are telling. We started with something so small, so seemingly insignificant, a slang word. We took it apart, found its twin in a neighboring country, and then connected it to this massive, sweeping theory about the origins of one of the world's great classical languages. We went from the hyper-local to the truly global. And that really leaves us with one last big question. If a word like Ssiburida can hold a history this complex, this layered, It just makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other secrets, how many other ancient stories are hiding in plain sight in the words you and I use every single day? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this one.